Grand Rising, everybody, and happy Tuesday. Today is the day where we talk about our $2 Sublimation Tuesday deals. And if you're here for the very first time, we'd like you guys to go ahead and drop a number 1 in the comments. No matter what platform you're viewing us from, type a number 1 in the comments if it's your very first time. Now, you may hear some noise in the background. That's because we're working. You may hear some wind in the background because we're in a warehouse and we're trying to keep cool. We got our fans on, so it's hot. So if you cannot hear me, I apologize in advance, but you can also go back and look at the replay. Go back and look at the replay on our YouTube channel, which is The Blank Spot. The only platforms that may have a problem hearing us may be the Instagram and also the TikTok. But I think I'm speaking loudly enough so you guys can hear the replay. Make sure you go ahead and drop your city and state, double tap that screen, like the video, share the video, all that good stuff. Once again, if it's your first time, if you're brand new to our platform, this is $2 Sublimation Tuesday. Type a number 1 in the comments, and we're going to go ahead and get live. We're going to go ahead and get live. I'm not going to waste any time talking about a whole bunch of different stuff, but I do have some things planned for you. So I always like to take this opportunity to kind of explain to anybody who's watching us or viewing us, if you're doing some type of crafting, if you're creating, designing, maybe you're new to sublimation, which is what we're going to be talking about, and you find or come across a video or a company that's talking about sublimation. I like to be clear with you guys right now. We take this time and this opportunity to talk about our products. Okay, it's our responsibility to talk about our products, not about printers unless we're selling them, not about paper unless we're selling it, not about shirts, anything like that. We're talking about our products. So if we're not selling it, we won't answer that question and we won't talk about it. Okay, this is not the type of platform that we're on here trying to show you how to do something other than how to best use our products. And if this platform is not for you, we understand. Maybe this is not a platform that you're interested in. Maybe you're looking for a tutorial or educational platform. And if that's the case, then there's lots of them out there. We just want to let you guys know in advance, in the beginning of the video, so you don't get all inside the video and say, hey, you know what? They didn't tell me that. I thought they were going to teach something. Every platform is not here to teach you how to do something. We're a business. We're a retail company. We're a sublimation blanks and supply Sublimation Blanks and T-shirt transfer supply company. We're located just outside of Columbia, South Carolina, and we take every opportunity when we come on our platforms to share our products and hopefully gain some new customers by showing you just how easy it is to use our products. With that being said, I'm going to talk about sublimation. Okay, so once again, it is $2 Sublimation Tuesday. What you need to do to participate in $2 Sublimation Tuesday, we're selling transfers, sublimation transfers, high quality, vibrant, easy to sublimate, and high transfer rate transfers on our website, which is theblankspot.com. You go to the website, you're going to scroll down till you see $2 Tuesday. You shop from that collection, from that collection, and you're going to put 10 items in your shopping cart. You can mix and match. Doesn't have to be 10 of the same thing, but we have so many different types of variations of transfers that are available for you to shop from. So if you want to participate in the $2 Tuesday, you're going to get 2 transfers for $2. You got to order a minimum of 10 in your shopping cart. That means you get 20 transfers for $1. Real simple. Okay. Once again, if you are just jumping on, this is not a platform where we teach you how to sublimate. However, you may very well learn some sublimation tips and tricks, or you may also be able to dispel some of the rumors and myths that you have heard about sublimation. That's what we're going to talk about today. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. Last week, we talked about sublimation in a sense to where we were talking about different substrates, okay? Different substrates and different types of substrates. Today, I'm going to hone in on T-shirts. Now, if you don't know, the Blank Spot sells its own T-shirts, okay? We have our own T-shirts. Now, you're able to brand those T-shirts if you are a business owner or if you're someone who is doing a side hustle and you want to put your T-shirt tag in the back of our sublimation T-shirts. which this is one of the t-shirts that I'm wearing, you have the ability to do so. So for anyone who's wanting to know how to purchase those t-shirts, you can go to theblankspot.com. You can go to Sublimation Tees and Wearables, or you can just type in Sublimation t-shirts and you'll find them. Okay, our Sublimation t-shirts are 100% polyester with a cotton feel. That means it's going to be soft to the touch. It's not the traditional sublimation items that a lot of people are getting out there, and we're going to talk about that. So today I got 3 different t-shirts. I got 3 different types of t-shirts. One is going to be a rayon type feel or a silky type feel, and that's going to be a sports type sublimation shirt. Okay, you can find that t-shirt on plenty of websites that sell and offer sublimation items. It's a very thin product. Then you have another shirt, and that's the C2 shirt. Okay, I'm gonna call the name out. It's a C2 shirt, C2 sports shirt. It's a sports shirt. It's more like a moisture wicking type shirt, and a lot of athletes wear these shirts. This is what either turned a lot of people on or turned them off to sublimation. Okay, this particular shirt either turned people on or turned them off. Why do I say that? Because it's an inexpensive t-shirt, and a lot of people start using this type of shirt when they first get started sublimating shirts. And there are some things that you got to understand about this fabric and the thinness of this shirt, because it's very thin. It's very easy to see through. It's very lightweight. A lot of people like these shirts because they are lightweight and they're cooler. Okay. Then the next shirt that I'm going to hold up is going to be a jersey shirt. This is really what we got started with. Okay. When we first started doing sublimation, we started using these jersey shirts. These jersey shirts are also lightweight. They're cool. They're easy to sublimate. They take ink really well. However, they are also thin. You can see right through that. And for ladies, especially in the summertime, ladies are not looking for see-through. Well, let me stop. A lot of ladies are not looking for see-through fabrics. They're looking for cool fabrics, but they don't want anything that's see-through. Okay, they want to keep their modesty. A lot of them. So anyway, so this is a really good shirt to start with. Nice fabric, but it is thin. It's see-through. It still has a 100% polyester with the cotton feel. Okay, and then the third shirt that I'm introducing to you is our shirts. This is the blank spot shirts. Okay, now this one, don't mind this one. Like I said, you guys are able to brand your own shirts. Don't mind this one. I do have a tag. This is an older shirt before we started allowing our customers to brand. This is an older shirt, but this is our shirt. Okay, you can actually see the thickness of the shirt. You can see how thick the shirt is because I'm holding it up to the light. If I had to compare this shirt, I would compare this shirt to a Cricket brand. Okay, 100% polyester with the cotton feel. Now, in order for you to understand what is the best shirt for you, you're gonna have to try different shirts. Asking us what we think, I'm going to tell you to buy my shirt because that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to sell my products. Okay. However, there's been a huge disconnect in the sublimation community as of late because people are looking to save money. Now, nothing wrong with saving money, but there are some things that you're going to have to do while you're trying to save money. For example, if you use the thinner shirt, the sports shirt, or the moisture wicking type shirt, you will have to put some paper inside of it because it's so thin. Your transfer is going to go straight through to the back. I'm going to say that again slowly for the people who have commented on our posts in the past, who have said, hey, you know what? You don't need to put paper in there, or it doesn't matter as long as it's 100% polyester, or for the people who are saying, hey, I put parchment paper or butcher paper in between my shirts because I don't want it to bleed through. It's because your shirt is thin. And I'm going to prove that to you guys right here live. The reason why you're putting paper in between your shirts or your fabrics is because the shirts are thin. Okay. That's the same as a pillowcase. That's the same as anything that's rayon or nylon. The thinner the polyester fabric, then you have to protect the back of it. That is sublimation 101. So for anybody who actually has a question about that or wants to combat that statement, feel free to do so. But I recommend that you do it in your crafting room. I recommend you do it in your crafting room using that same type of shirt and then prove yourself wrong. Because what's happening is there's a lot of information that's being passed along out here that's incorrect. And it's happening because there's a lot of people who are desperate to save money. So I'm going to leave that one alone. And y'all got to excuse me because I'm working. Like I said, we got some orders that have to go out. So we're getting some orders out right now. So if you're new to sublimation, type a number 2 in the comments. Hopefully I made that clear. If you're new to sublimation, type a number 2 in the comments. I'm looking for my number 2s. A number 1 if you're new to our platform, and a number 2 if you're new to sublimation. And when I say new to sublimation, I mean you've been doing it maybe less than a year. You still got some kinks to work out. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't realize that. Thank y'all for jumping on over here on Facebook and YouTube. I appreciate it. For everyone who's on TikTok that's watching and Instagram, drop your city and state. Thank y'all for jumping on. This is the Blank Spot. We're a sublimation blanks and t-shirt transfer supplier located just outside of Columbia, South Carolina. Today, we're advertising our $2 Sublimation Tuesday. You can get 2 transfers for $2. You got to buy a minimum of 10. That's $20 for 20 transfers, $1 each, okay? All you have to do is go to our website, which is theblankspot.com, theblankspot.com. If you can't find it, all you have to do is go to our information or our bio, and you'll see it in there, okay? So there are a lot of discrepancies that is spoken about when we talk about sublimation. And usually I wouldn't worry about it. And I wouldn't comment about it if I see something on someone else's page because it's none of my business. They're minding their business. But, hey, Juanita, what's going on? Sheila, thanks for jumping on. Carol, Felicia, thank you. Doris, Sheila. Sheila again, yeah. Tamara, thanks for jumping on. So, but when you come to our page and you comment and you say, hey, well, this is not true. That's not all you need is X, Y, and Z. That lets me know that you have been watching crafters and not business owners. And absolutely nothing is wrong with watching crafters. You'll learn a lot of tips. You'll learn a lot of tricks. You'll learn a lot of good things when you talk to people and watch them. There's nothing wrong with that. Here's the issue. In some instances, when you watch crafters and only watch crafters, many crafters, Lee Lyons, thanks for jumping on. Many crafters are going to try to save as much money as they can. And many crafters are all about doing it themselves. Hey, Latrice, thanks for jumping on. So when you decide that you no longer want to just craft and you want to start making money in business, you want to turn that side hobby into a side hustle and then maybe into a side business. Now, here's the issue. The issue is I have not watched enough business owners to talk about what it is that I want to do. Okay? There's nothing wrong with good tricks and hacks and all that good stuff. However, when you're providing customer service and you want to provide quality products to your customers, hacks and tricks, they're not going to get it. Not always. Okay? So, once again, 3 different types of shirts. We have and polyester has a spectrum. There's different spectrums of polyester. I've only talked about the shirts, but there are so many different spectrums of polyester that you guys don't understand. Sublimating with the highest polyester count is normally going to get you the best results as far as sublimation is concerned. Okay? However, your substrate matters. That means that whatever you're sublimating on, whatever you're pressing to, whatever you are making, it matters. So if that product that you're using, the material that you're using is not of high quality, then you're going to get a low quality result. And now you can blame it on the person who wanted to save money. Nothing wrong with saving money, but there's something that you have to realize is that when you're looking to save money, there's always going to be some type of drawback. Okay. Hey, Ernie, Grand Rising. So along with our sublimation shirts, we do sell our own sublimation paper. Many of you have wanted to know what paper we use. And some of you guys, unfortunately, it's a shame that y'all been following us for the last 4.5 years and you still don't know that we have our own paper. So we have our own sublimation paper. And I'm going to read this really quickly. Fast drying, 95 to 98% transfer rate. No butcher paper needed. 99% bleed free. And then it says best used with polyester coatings. Polyester, poly coating things. So 99% bleed free. 95 to 98% transfer rate. No butcher paper needed. The only time you'll see me using butcher paper on any of our heat presses is when I know our heat press is dirty. Okay? If I know our heat press is dirty, if I know that I've gotten something on our heat press, then I am going to cover it. Okay? Or if I know I have a shirt that is going out as a product, I don't want to take any chances. I could get some transfer off of my heat press, but I will not be getting transfer because of something bled up. Okay, it's usually going to be because I didn't protect the base of the heat press. And I'm going to share with you guys, going slowly, step by step, as I protect the bottom of my heat press, because there's ink here already. Okay, there's already ink here. And if I heat that heat press up and it touches the shirt, it's going to transfer again. So those are some things that you need to know. If I put my shirt on here, knowing that there's ink on this pad, and I heat it up, then guess what? It's gonna transfer to the back of the shirt. So if you see me putting butcher paper or parchment paper right here, or even covering it up with something thick, that's because I'm trying to protect the back of the shirt. Now, if you see me cover the top, as I had to do last week because I messed my heat press up, I had something on it, it's not because I'm protecting the top of the heat press because of the bleed back, okay, or the bleed through. Now, I want you guys to understand something. The reason why your transfers are bleeding is because you're using a cheap and thin paper. The weight is not heavy enough. And even if it has heavy weight, you still got to think about what type of output it's putting on. Okay? You got to think about that. One thing I saw over the weekend was I saw this very popular crafter turned business owner who had their own paper brand. I saw this very popular crafter turned business owner. They had their own paper brand, and they're no longer selling their paper brand. And I saw them doing some content, and they took another company's paper and they threw it on the press. And I'm looking at it, I'm saying, why would you advertise that company's paper knowing that you have to use butcher paper to protect your heat press? Why would you advertise that knowing that that paper bleeds? Why would you advertise that knowing that people who are new are watching you, knowing that people who are new are looking at you, and they're looking at you as a subject matter expert? And then I thought about it. The only reason you're probably doing it is because you probably have a brand deal, or you're probably having some affiliate income from that company. And it's a shame, because you guys are watching crafters who are putting affiliate links to paper and other products in their bio, and it's garbage. The paper and the supplies that a lot of these crafters are using is pure garbage. I'm not holding back today, y'all. It's straight trash. And if you have to use butcher paper, parchment paper to cover your transfer, or if you have to slide something inside of your shirt, and I'm going to use shirts for example, that means your shirts are thin, not necessarily trash. But if you have a thin substrate, you're going to have to do that. So you got to think about that. So you got to watch and ask questions. Why is it that this person is so adamant about sharing their products? I'm not going to try to hit you behind. We have a business. So coming in here up front, we're talking about our products, we're talking about our services, and we're here to sell. So that's it. That's all. Now, my job is to show you just how easy it is to use our transfers that we sell on our paper using our shirts. That's what we're doing. Okay. using our shirts. Now, I'm going to do a demonstration of all 3 shirts, but I want you guys to understand something. Our job is to sell. And if you're not here to buy, bye-bye. It was nice meeting you guys. But if you want to know where you can get some quality products and get some great customer service, you're in the right place. So this is the last time I'm going to introduce myself. This is the Blank Spot. We're a sublimation blanks and t-shirt transfer supplier located just outside of Columbia, South Carolina. And today is $2 Sublimation Tuesday, where you can get 2 sublimation transfers for just $2. You got to buy a minimum of 10. That means you're going to buy 20 and you're going to pay $20. Okay, let's see. What's the best brand of polyester shirt to use for sublimation? You may have missed it. Our brand. Go to the Blank Spot and look up polyester shirts. Our brand is the best brand. Okay, and you can go back and you don't have to worry about tearing the tag out. You can go back and you can actually brand that shirt. Okay, our brand. I'm going to be very biased. Our brand. We've not just tried 1 or 2 shirts. I've tried the C2 Sports, the A4. I've tried the Gildan, the Jersey, and our brand. Okay. Now, if you're using our shirts for 3D shirts, I'm going to be honest with you. Our shirts don't lay down perfectly flat. You're going to have to make some type of jig, and you're going to have to stretch the shirt out and flatten it, but it will sublimate perfectly. All right. So y'all ready for me to start sublimating? Type a number 5 in the comments. That's a high 5 for me. Y'all ready to start sublimating? Type a number 5. And we're going to get this thing started. I need some 5s, y'all. Thank you, Sheila. I appreciate it. If you are ready for me to get started, type a number 5 in the comments. Hopefully everybody's doing well. It's raining over here in Casey, South Carolina. We're getting a little weather over here. Probably much needed, though. Probably much needed. And if it's your first time, once again, type a number 1 in the comments. If you are new to sublimation, type a number 2. And if I've said anything that you find value in, go ahead and go check out our website at theblankspot.com. We have deals just about every day now, okay? We have deals just about every day now. And I know everybody's looking for deals. So what I have for you today, and I have to turn it back up because I was doing something else. Most sublimation papers are going to require that you press at 400 degrees for 60 seconds. How many of you are pressing at 400 degrees for 60 seconds? Most sublimation shirts or most sublimation papers are going to require that you press at 400 degrees for 60 seconds. How many of you guys are doing that? Type a number 3 in the comments if you're typing, if you're pressing at 400 degrees for 60 seconds. That is a requirement. That is a requirement because their paper is not the greatest. Okay? That's a requirement because the paper is not the greatest. Now, out of all the crafters that you guys watch on social media, how many of them are going to tell you why they are sliding paper in the middle, why they are pressing at 400 degrees for 60 seconds, why they're putting paper on top? How many of them guys are going to tell you why they are still not using a better paper? They're not going to tell you why they're not trying to find another better paper, because unlike a lot of people, when you get on social media, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, when you get on TikTok and you grow an audience, the paper, the companies that you're representing or the companies that you're using, they begin to see things, and you start to apply for different affiliate links and things like that. And the more you show your work, the more they're going to say, hey, you know, I'm going to send you something free. I'm going to send you this free press. I'm going to send you this free sample of paper. I'm going to supply you with these things. And all you got to do is work for us like a job, right? And just advertise our stuff. I'm going to show y'all something real quick. Give me a second. Hey, babe, where's that paper at? Your old test paper. Yeah. Y'all give me a second. I want to show y'all something. Yeah. Oh, man. Listen, guys. The only time, and everybody has to start somewhere. Don't get me wrong. I don't feel like I'm better than anybody, but everybody has to start somewhere. The only time you're gonna see me advertising somebody else's stuff is when I got my stuff inside of it. You understand what I'm saying? We started off with this paper and shortly realized that this paper is not the best quality paper. Only time you're gonna see me advertising somebody else's stuff is when we got look at this. Y'all see this? We're gonna reuse and repurpose. You understand what I'm saying? And you guys have to understand, if you're only crafting, there's nothing wrong with it. But if you slide into a business, you gotta stop putting other companies first and start putting your stuff first. That's all I wanted to show y'all, man. I thought it was pretty cool. And I'll probably do some content with that later on. I'll probably throw that paper down just like the other crafter turned business owner did, and then open it up and show you guys that our paper's in the inside. Anyway, I may get in trouble. I don't know. But anyway, so let's go ahead and get started. 385 degrees for 55 seconds. Now I can go a little bit lower. And as a matter of fact, you know what? I am going to go lower. I'm going to go 370 degrees for 50 seconds. Now, you're probably saying, well, how do I know that's what you're doing? You got to trust me, okay? You got to trust me. Maybe I can take a screenshot or a picture. I don't know. Let me see if I can get this in here. You guys may be able to see. Give me a second. The glare on here is not working. Babe, where's your camera at? I want to take a picture of this. We're going to do a quick video so I can go back and show you guys. Or so a picture so I can show you guys. All right. All right, it's at 366 right now. And climbing. When it gets to 370, we're gonna stop it, okay? But that's where it's at right now, 366 for 50 seconds. But I'm gonna show you where I set it, okay? Give me 1 second. Okay, we're at 367. And when it gets there, we're gonna take us a picture so you guys can see exactly what it is that I'm doing. Okay. Don't forget to go to the website, theblankspot.com. Don't forget to go to the website, theblankspot.com, and check out $2 Sublimation Tuesday. All right. I just want you guys to see that you don't have to sublimate at a high temperature. It's not necessary. You don't have to. Okay. What's going on, Miguel? Latrice, you say you do 380 for 50 seconds? And it's gonna really determine, it's really gonna determine your heat press as well. If you have a hot press, if it's getting hot everywhere, I think that's as high as it's gonna climb. I think that's as high as it's going to climb. Because you know it fluctuates. That says 367, guys. It fluctuates. Okay? It's going to fluctuate. So it's going to go lower than that. It's going to drop. Just so you guys know it's going to drop. Now, what I'm going to do to protect the back of my shirt, is I'm going to place, thank you. I'm going to place, first of all, two things I'm going to do. To get a good press, because this is a swing away and pull out, to get a good press, I'm going to put this pad under here, okay? That's what I'm doing. Everybody doesn't have to do that. But if you find yourself ghosting, on a regular basis, then you may want to get a cushion, because if you put so much pressure on your heat press, it tends to leave that line in your sublimation product, and that's not great, okay? So I put this cushion on here to give me more leverage and more pressure. Then I'm going to take this butcher paper and place it on top of the cushion. Two things are going to happen. One, if I ever have a transfer of an item that's larger than the item I'm sublimating, for example, if I have a coaster and my transfer for my coaster is larger than my coaster, then the ink will bleed onto this butcher paper, and I'll in essence I'll be able to protect the pad a little bit, okay? But that's what I'm doing right now. Let's see. It's just a regular pad, Felicia. You can go to any hobby store, and it's going to be rolled up, okay? It's just going to be rolled up. So, and people worry about if this pad is heat resistant. It is heat resistant, all right? So once I do that, of course, I'm going to take the first shirt that I'm going to use is going to be the C2 sports shirt. C2 sports shirt, the very thin one, okay? I'm going to take this shirt and I'm going to pre-press it. Now, this shirt is really thin. It will still hold moisture, but not as much, okay? Now, you're going to see me do something because I told you before that my heat press has some transfer on it. So what I'm going to do is, before I pre-press it, of course, you want to lint roll it. This shirt, another thing, this shirt will pick up a lot of lint. They use these shirts, or I've seen people using these shirts to do 3D shirts, 3D designs. I don't like them. They're not very user-friendly. That's just my opinion. They're not very user-friendly. And also, they're very see-through. Now, if you're working out and that's what you like, you know, your customer's going to like what they like. But just know what you're getting into when you're using these shirts. Okay? Know what you're getting into when you're using these shirts. So, lint roll, pre-press, and then we're going to press our design. Now, for this shirt, I would definitely use a piece of paper to go on the inside. I would also, before I press this, I would also use a piece of paper to cover it to make sure that I don't have anything on my press. If you know you don't have anything on your heat press and your heat press is clean, then you don't have to worry about that. But I do a lot of pressing on here, and I just want to make sure that there's no issues. Well, it's not necessarily called a pressing pad, Cynthia, but we're using it for a pressing pad. But it definitely comes in a roll. Give me a second. It's just a cushion, guys. All it is a cushion. Don't overthink the process. It's just a cushion. We're using it for a pressing pad. Yes, you're right. But it's just a cushion, okay? That's all it is. And you're going to get it. It's going to be rolled, okay? So, pre-press the shirt, 3 to 5 seconds. And now, I'm going to press my transfer. Now, a lot of people, and I got a lot of different comments when I posted this, 3 to 4 fingers from the lower rim of the neck, 3 to 4 fingers. And then you want to make sure that your transfer is even, okay? If you feel like you need to tape your transfer, then please, by all means, do so. I'm not taping it. I ain't got time for all that, all right? But you want to make sure that when you press this, if you don't tape it, you want to make sure that when you press this, that you do not raise your heat press up fast, because the air will get under there and it will shift and it will ghost, okay? Let's see. $50 seconds. 50 seconds. Okay. Now, this is the other thing y'all got to understand. Every substrate, every polyester fabric is going to accept the ink differently. Does anybody have a question about that? Every substrate is going to accept the ink differently. If I'm doing fabric, whether it's a 100% polyester with a cotton feel, whether I'm doing a microfiber, whether I'm doing a blanket, whether I'm doing a silk or satin type material, a graduation stole, it's going to accept it differently, okay? I ain't got time for that. I hate wasting stuff, man. But if you're new, use the tape. So just know that, okay? Know that. Now, if you notice, I didn't use any butcher paper. I didn't use any butcher paper. And we talk about the blowback, right? We talk about having to put something inside here so it doesn't blow back and sublimate the back of it. But guess what? There's nothing on the back of here. So could it mean that you're not using a good paper too? Think about that. So this is the design pressed on the silky or the moisture wicking or sports type polyester shirt. Y'all see that? So you're saying, well, how do we know that it didn't blow back? Turn it inside out. Let y'all see for yourself. And that may be a hard look, maybe difficult to see it, but there is no ink on there. Flip this around again. There's no ink on the back. Your paper does matter. Your paper does matter. It does matter. Okay. I'm going to do the jersey shirt. Every time you sublimate on a substrate, especially fabric, you're going to get different results. You're going to get different results, guys. I didn't even use a lot of pressure. I wish you guys were here to see this. I didn't even use a lot of pressure when I actually did this. Guys, just jumping on this $2 Tuesday. Go ahead and take advantage of $2 Tuesday. Go to the website, theblankspot.com, and check us out. Sublimation transfers for just $2. Got to order a minimum of 10. You're going to get 20 transfers for $20 total. I've been looking at a lot of things. Now, I'm not going to protect it this time. When I pre-press it, I'm not going to protect it. I've been looking at a lot of things online, and I'm wondering, who is it that you guys are following that you're getting this information from about sublimation? That's what I'm wondering about. These shirts are soft. The ones that we're selling are soft. They're soft with a cotton feel. I'm wondering, who are you guys watching and listening to when you're doing sublimation? And also, are you trying what they're saying on your own? Or are you just going and listening to them and saying, hey, this is what it is? Does cotton not work well? Cotton doesn't work at all. Sublimation does not partner with cotton, okay? So make sure you go and do a little bit of research on your own. But every time you hear somebody talking about sublimation, it's going to be something with a poly coating. polyester, polyurethane, something like that, okay? So you got to make sure that you understand that cotton has no place for sublimation. I'll say that again. Cotton has no place for sublimation. I'm not talking about iron-ons and glitter and all that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about pure sublimation, okay? So, once again, I got another transfer. I'm going to hook this up. So now, this is something else, you guys. I know see a lot of people struggling with. You got to make sure that your transfer is cut evenly as possible. Because if not, when you find yourself trying to measure and make it even, it's going to be off from side to side and from 3 to 4 fingers down. So you want to make sure that your transfer is cut as evenly as possible. Okay, it's going to make a difference. For those of you who are not interested in doing this and you're using other transfers, you got to understand sublimation is only for polyester. True sublimation is only for polyester. True sublimation is only for polyester. It's amazing, and that's a great question, Karen, but it's amazing how when we start doing something, we want to force what we like and what we want to do into what actually happens. There's rules to sublimation. And the reason why people tend to ask about cotton shirts, things of that nature, is because cotton is going to be a lot less expensive than polyester. Also, you're going to hear customers talk about, well, I don't like using polyester. I don't like wearing polyester. I don't know what polyester you've been introduced to, but there's different strains of polyester. I press the crease in my shirt in the transfer before I cut it. Okay. Everybody has their own way of doing it. And this thing is still at 367, just so you guys know. $367. Just so you know. No blowback. Still no blowback. Now remember, this is 367. This is 367 for 50 seconds. Imagine if I was doing 385. Imagine if I was doing 55 seconds. So Karen wants to know what's the difference between sublimation and a transfer. This is a transfer. Sublimation is nothing more than a process. It's an ink dye process that goes directly into the shirt. A transfer, a regular transfer, whether it's a screen print or DTF, then what's going to happen is you can actually feel it. Sublimation is going to be that process that people are not going to want to do. That's the difference. And it's because it's not easy. It's science. Anybody can take, and I'm not trying to be funny, but anybody can take a cotton shirt or any shirt, throw a transfer on it, and peel it off. It's easy. 7 seconds, right? But when you're talking about making sure the temperature is right, the pressure is right, the time is right, making sure that you have a great quality substrate, making sure you got great paper, great ink, right printer, that takes time. That's a science. So the difference is sublimation is a totally different process. And many people won't use sublimation, and they will go around sublimation because of the time that it takes, or because they don't have the proper equipment, or because they found out that, their customer doesn't like it, or they found out that they don't understand it. Most things that we don't understand, that we don't understand, we won't do. My ink bleeds through, so you see ghosting on the back. You need to try our paper. Because I promise you it's not the ink. However, before you try our paper, this is going to sound kind of this is gonna sound kind of funky, right? But ask this question. Ask yourself this question. The person or persons that I'm watching, who I am learning or who I've learned sublimation from, what do they say about your issue? What do they say about your bleeding issue? Talk to me. Because I can help you if you let me. It's kind of like somebody saying my feet hurt. And I say, hey, you know what? You may need to change your shoes, right? It's kind of like me saying, hey, my feet hurt. I said, well, you need to change your shoes. They said, well, you know, I like these shoes, but I really love these shoes. I just got these shoes. Those are not the shoes for your feet. You have wide feet. You have slim shoes. That's a problem. And that's why a lot of people are not being successful with sublimation. If you're using butcher paper, once again, and I don't know if you're just now getting on, but butcher paper, using butcher paper with your sublimation transfers well, first of all, I'm not here to teach. Just want you guys to understand that. I'm not here to teach. I'm here to share with you our products and how our products work. But if you're using butcher paper with your sublimation transfers, and I'm not, you've not seen me use butcher paper once on top of my transfer, then that means you have a subpar paper. So I recommend you try our paper. You can find our paper right here on our website. Let me see. Thank you, Cynthia. I appreciate it. Let me see. DTF vinyl, adhere to substrate, sublimation embeds. Yeah, absolutely. So here we go, guys. This is our shirt. This is the blank spot sublimation shirt. 100% polyester with the cotton feel. Available in sizes small through 5X. I'll say it again. Available in sizes small through 5X. Who do you know? Who do you know? Popular t-shirt vendors or suppliers who are selling 5X shirts. Give me some names, guys. Popular vendors that's selling 5X shirts. Because there's not a lot of them. That popular shirt that you like wearing or like using, they're not selling them. Okay? So we go all the way up to 5X. Another thing, once again, as we share with you how easy it is to use our products, you'll begin to see the difference in your outcome with sublimation. Sublimation is not that hard if you want to do it. It's only hard if you want to do what you want to do. I'll say that one again. Sublimation is not hard if you understand the process. It only becomes hard when you start trying to mix and match and trying to make things work with sublimation. Sublimation already has a rule. It already has a process. He's still selling shirts? I know he was selling them. I'm not sure if he's still selling them or not. But he's not, and I wouldn't consider him, Darlene. I wouldn't consider him a branded. He's a brand, but I wouldn't consider him a person that sells shirts. He sells shirts. He's not like a Sanmar or a Jiffy. That's what I'm talking about. I guess I wasn't clear. All right. Somebody else said, okay, so now this is our shirt. Now you see, I'm not putting butcher paper on this. I'm not putting butcher paper on this because it's not going to bleed up, okay? Once again, 367 degrees. That's how it's gotten. It's at 369 now for 50 seconds. And that's something that a lot of people will do. Crystal, I don't know if you're a business owner or if you're a hobbyist, but a lot of people are not going to use sublimation. A lot of people are not going to use sublimation because of its limited use of color. However, there's lots of things that you can do. Lots of things that you can do inside of sublimation. So you're talking about, yeah, like my wife said, you're talking about shirts. If you're only doing shirts, then yeah, sublimation is going to be limited to color. But if you're doing cups, drinkware, if you're doing pillowcases, if you're doing graduation stoles, if you're doing, what else we got back there? Bags, fans. You know what I'm saying? That's what we miss out at, because we kind of focus on just one thing. And it's like, man, it infuriates me sometimes because we lose. And this is not directed to you, so I don't want you to get upset. But it infuriates me sometimes because we lose out because we're looking at one thing and we're looking at it from one perspective and one perspective only. But there's so many different things that we can do. Now, if you're only doing shirts, then that's what you're going to be attracted to. But sublimation is more than just shirts. And I think we proved that over the years that we've been on here. Sublimation is more than just shirts. This is our shirt, 100% polyester with the cotton feel. The same 367 degrees. The same 367 degrees, right? Look at that color. 50 seconds. No bleed through. And you're definitely not going to see straight through the shirt. So many options, Juanita. Absolutely. So many options. So the reason why I am here, is not to teach. I'm not a teacher. I am in no means a teacher. I am a business owner. And our job as business owners is to share our products and our services. And we need customers like yourself to try our products and services and then go out into the crafting space and say, hey, I tried this and I liked it and it works. Just like you do at the steakhouse, just like you do at the department store, and you're not getting any affiliate income from those people. The same way you're doing that, we need you guys to do the same thing. Now, these designs that I showed you are available on $2 Tuesday. They're available in 11 inches and 8 inches because a lot of these transfers will make great transfers for kids. Make great kids transfers. So they're available in 11 inches and 8 inches. And if you guys would think about, as we come on here, advertising our business and sharing our quality products and services, then you're gonna be aware that we're making sure that you got the best of the best. Okay, let me see. Appreciate it. Cosmic said that paper bundles are great. It's great value. Do those prints come in smaller forms? So the smallest it comes is in 8 inches. Now, we haven't set it up to where you can use that. We haven't set it up to where you can use that for to create your own design. But I tell you what, we're gonna think about it. We'll think about doing a 6 inch, because even with the 8 inch on a toddler, it's not gonna be that big. If you even look at an 8 inch for a toddler, it's not gonna be that big. It's not. But 8 inches is gonna be great, I think, because a lot of people like big stuff. They like big images. So what's your questions about what we just saw? I showed you 3 different shirts, 3 different types of shirts. I showed you a sports-like shirt, thin, silky weight shirt. I showed you a popular jersey shirt. And then I also showed you our sublimation shirts. Here's the thing, guys. You're going to hear a lot of people talk about the issues that they're having with sublimation. My image is bleeding. My image is not transferring great. I have to press for a high temperature for a long time. You're going to hear these things. And then I'm going to ask, well, have you tried our paper? Have you tried our shirts? Did you know that we sell ready to press transfers? Did you know that we sell sublimation shirts, 100% polyester with a cotton feel? I'm going to ask these questions. And as I go out and I say, hey, you know what? You need to go and check out our videos. You need to respond to our comments and engage with us so we can actually find more things that you may want. That's what's going to happen. It's just going to get better. Let's see. Do the shirts run true to size, or do you need to size up? Nah, it's true to size. It's true to size. That's really a trick question, to be honest with you, because remember, we're American. Americans, depending on your ethnic background and your gender and all that stuff, we may be a little bit thick, right? We may be a little bit thick. So it's not a slim shirt, if that's what you ask. It's not a slim shirt. And this is, being that it's 100% polyester with a cotton feel, the shirt does stretch. So I would recommend that you do this. What's going on, Stevie? I recommend you do this. Just like any other item that you have never tried before, buy one. Buy a sample shirt. Buy a shirt. Sublimate it. Test it out. Try it. See how it works for you. And if it doesn't work for you, you ain't got to buy another shirt. You don't have to do business with us anymore. But when you buy a shirt, make sure you buy one of our transfers too. Because you can't get the best results if you don't buy the shirt and the transfer. The problem is we're trying to piece together things to make something work. Once again, if you're crafting, there's nothing wrong with that. I salute you. Keep on doing it. Save as much money as you can. But when you flip the switch and you start talking about, I'm going to sell this to somebody, you can't be out there selling no crappy stuff. And that's what I've been noticing. You don't have to be great. You just have to be good enough. That's what I've been noticing. But isn't being great, shouldn't that be the goal? If you just want to be good enough to continue what you're doing. But if you want to be great, connect with somebody who's great, man. Connect with somebody who's great. Someone who's going to put some time in it, and somebody who's going to try to get you to the next level. Once again, $2 Sublimation Tuesday. Check us out, www.theblankspot.com. That's THEBLANKSSPOT.com. You're going to get 10, select 10 items, all right? You're going to get 2 for each one. So 2 times 10 is 20. You're going to get 20 transfers for $20. 2 transfers, $2, minimum 10. All right? See. Appreciate it. Any other questions about how fast do you ship? How fast you going to order? I've been waiting for somebody to ask that, Cynthia. How fast you going to order? Now, we do have a shipping policy. You can go to our website and check our shipping policy out. Even though our shipping policy is 3 to 5 business days, I believe it's 3 to 5 business days, we do try to ship within the first 24 to 48 hours. Okay? But you have to realize, Cynthia, we're working on a smaller scale, all right? And we do have other customers. We're closed on Saturdays and Sundays. So if you happen to order on a Friday after a certain time, it won't be shipped to the following Monday. You can expect that. Go to the website and see what color shirts we have. That's a great question, though, Cynthia. Go to the website and see what color shirts we have. Tamara said, make sure you select UPS. Yes, so I recommend, I'm going to end with this. The real question comes later, Cynthia, and this is for anybody else. The real question comes later. We do not sell things that are not in stock, so you don't have to worry about it being back ordered. We are a smaller operation. However, you have to understand that your items will be processed within our timeline, okay? Once it gets to the courier, it's up to them to get it to you. So we recommend that you choose a courier that is going to get your items to you in a timely manner. Using ground advantage is not going to be the fastest way. As a matter of fact, quick story, D. You want to come tell them the story real quick? Quick story for y'all about a customer whose package got rerouted on the way to their home. Yeah. Huh?
That's on there now.
Maybe, yeah. Well, if she is, then yeah.
Yeah. So, guys, hi, I'm D. How y'all doing? So, make sure that you understand the rules for the couriers and their different rates and their shipping policies. We had a customer. We shipped their item out, and they are here on the East Coast. I think it was ground advantage or something like that. It went from here to Texas. No, it went from here to Chicago to Texas, only to come back here to the East Coast. And they can do that because of the timeline and the option that you chose. So you got to make sure that you understand what you are choosing. You got to understand that you know the rules for ground advantage. You got to understand that you know the rules for priority. Okay. Those times do not take effect until it leaves us, until it is checked in at that courier. Okay. So you got to understand and know what that means, guys, because when it comes to us, we can't do anything about it. We don't have trucks bringing it to you.
Like Amazon.
So yeah, we're not Amazon. So we're not bringing it to you in Texas, or we're not bringing it to you, wherever you are. So you have to understand that when it leaves us, it's in the hands of the courier. Okay. So just know that if you choose that particular one, it could be going to California, coming back here. I don't know.
And here's the thing, real quick. Here's the thing. Most people, to include business owners, unfortunately, look at shipping as an anchor.
Yeah.
It's a huge weight around my neck. And we say, well, you know what? Why is shipping so much? We don't regulate shipping.
We don't, y'all.
We don't charge you based off of how much we want to charge.
No.
But you got to understand that the companies that are charging for the shipping, the couriers that are charging for the shipping rates go up and down.
Yep.
You're going to pay shipping unless you're paying monthly or yearly for a program like Prime to get free shipping. You're going to pay for shipping.
You paying for it either way.
And if you're a business owner and your customer is not paying for shipping, then you have to understand that you have to charge your customers for shipping.
Yeah.
Because your customers is going to go to any other business and they're going to pay for shipping.
Exactly. You
can't get around. It's time to say Amazon got some folks spoiled about shipping and fast delivery. And you know what? The thing about Amazon and fast delivery, they're not even priming. A lot of their stuff is not even priming. Not like it used to.
I think it's priming, y'all.
So you got to think about it.
Just understand those shipping choices that you have. Okay, this is not something that the Blank Spot just made up. These are the couriers. This money is going to them. This money is not going to us. You're paying them.
And so that means that if you choose a cheaper shipping option, you can expect a longer shipping time. Yeah. I don't care if they tell you it's going to get there 2 to 5 business days.
Right.
It's gonna be high on the higher end.
Estimated. That is estimated.
And it's still estimated based off the time that they process it.
Right.
So you have to understand that if we send it in today and they give us a receipt, that means that they got it.
Yeah.
But it goes from the front desk to their warehouse, which means it has to be accepted and stamped again. And it stays in Columbia's warehouse for a long time sometimes. It doesn't move. So that's one of the things. That's one of the things that you guys have to understand. When we talk about shipping and how long it's going to take, I stand by what I say. The longer you wait to order, the longer it's going to take us to process your stuff.
Listen, we want to get y'all stuff. We're not back here sitting on y'all's orders. When they come in, they're going to go out in the order of receive, right? So, and then you have to understand that we're not here on the weekend. So we don't have people here working on the weekend. So you got to make sure that if you order on the weekends, don't call us on Monday talking about, hey, where's my order? Yeah, I'm going to tell you.
We don't know.
I don't know.
We ain't processed no order.
We ain't processed yet. So just understand that, y'all. Listen, we appreciate everybody that does business with us. We appreciate all you guys that's on here supporting us. But just understand that piece, okay?
Appreciate you. All right, now I got to go because we still printing over here. So I got to go. So I appreciate you guys for jumping on. Hopefully you got some value out of what we shared today. Some of you may have learned a little thing about sublimation today. If you did, apply that to your business or your craft. If you didn't learn anything, maybe next time. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe next time. But I want you to understand this. When we come on here, we're not coming on here to educate you about anything other than our products and our services. And I hope you guys take it that way, okay? The way that we're able to come on here is that you go to the website, www.theblankspot.com, and purchase something. We don't just do sublimations. We have other t-shirt transfers, other sublimation products out there, other things that can go on cotton, things like that. We have rhinestones, we have chenille patches, we have screen print transfers, both full and single color. So go and take advantage of it, okay? Hey, like I always say, when you know better, that's when you have the ability to do better. And the only knowledge that's powerful is properly applied knowledge. We'll see every one of you guys at the top because it is too many people out there struggling at the bottom. Peace.